Everybody, and welcome to Tuesday, November 9th. For today, we are having our TPAC as our fast attack. We are breaking down the prompt and creating an outline, and we're also starting to break down some of those articles. We are well into our writing unit for argumentative writing, so let's get into it, chicos. Your homework is to continue reading articles A, B, C, and infographic D if you have not for any reason, and I want you to start your argumentative essay outline, okay? I'll talk about that in a second, so if you're confused, you're like, wait, what is the outline? I'm going to go through it. Okay, let's talk about the do now. So the do now is a TPAC fast attack. I know, I was inspired by the math department. What you're going to do in Google Classroom under Semester 1, Argumentative Writing, is you are going to go ahead and read the sample essay. I have an essay there for you. You're going to use the comment function in Google Docs to label the different parts of the essay. Then I want you to use this key, remember we've talked about what a key is, to highlight the different parts of an argumentative structure. Use your notes if you need help. Let me show you exactly where to find that in case you're confused on the do now. Okay, we are doing this all week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. There will be no school on Thursday. Okay, see right here where it says do now argumentative essay structure. You're going to open it. It's going to be due in class on Friday. Okay, you're going to read the essay. We're going to use the comment function in the Google Docs to label it, and then we're going to use key right here to highlight it. Okay, you see this? This is a full argumentative essay. I know some of you are like, oh, that's a lot, Mr. Nellis. It's okay, we'll get through it. Okay, first thing I want you to do is read it. Once you read it, you'll notice that the argumentative essay is about junk food, whether or not we should have junk food. Okay, I'm going to read the first sentence, and then we're going to identify it piece by piece. At Mendez, red-dyed fingers are a common scene as countless students dip their hands into bags stuffed with spicy and fiery hot Cheetos. Little do they know they are ingesting chemicals and fats that are harmful to the body and have no nutritional value. This, chicos, in the introduction paragraph, this is the hook, okay? It's what's grabbing your reader's attention. If you look right here, the hook is orange. So I'm going to go over to highlight, and I'm going to highlight it orange. Bam. Now I know what the hook is. Articles A through C and infographic D prove that junk food in schools are harmful to students. Right here, we are talking about the title of our articles. We're talking a little bit about the genre of them while we don't mention the author. This is tag, okay? So we're going to highlight that green. Remember, they go right after each other. It's hook, tag. Then, our next sentence, in many schools, there is no debate and junk food has already been banned. Think about what that sentence is doing. If you're not sure what that sentence is doing, it's providing context to what we will be writing about for this entire paper. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Since it's going to be context, that's a dark blue right there. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that as well. Okay, junk food should be banned in schools because it contributes towards childhood obesity, lacks nutritional value, and causes a distraction in school. Let's look back up at our key. If you notice, we did hook, tag, context, and thesis. If you remember my video from yesterday and my your notes, as well as our talk about argumentative structure, you'll remember that an introduction features these 4 sentences. We already have a hook, tag, context, so all we're missing is a thesis. There you go. As a reminder, for those of you that have forgotten, a thesis has a main side. You pick a side. Should be banned or should not be banned in schools. And then you have 3 reasons. Contributes to childhood obesity, lacks nutritional value, and causes a distraction in school. Bam. We have our 3 reasons. So that's our introduction and our thesis. Now we're missing body paragraph 1, 2, 3, our counterclaim, and our conclusion. Remember, for body paragraph 1, it's going to be TPAC. Okay, it's not just TPAC, it's TPAC. We talked about this. If you're still confused, look at your notes, watch my video from yesterday. It's going to be the same for body paragraph 2, and body paragraph 3 is the same with a little bit of a twist. Hopefully you remember what that twist is. I'm totally not pointing to it at the moment. And then what is your conclusion? Okay? So that's what you're going to be working on today. Let me show you really quick how to comment in case you were unsure about that part. So for that left side, you need to comment on what each paragraph is. I want you to know what each paragraph is. So for example, this first paragraph, this is the introduction, okay? This right here, this bottom part, we learned about it. This is your thesis statement. Remember, it picks a side, and you have those 3 main reasons. All right. It's still color-coded the way it needs to be, but now I know introduction and I know thesis statement. So this left side right here, the introduction thesis, bam. We have already used the comment function in Google to label this part of the essay. Now you just need to label this bottom part and use T by EPAC, counterclaim, and restatement of thesis, okay? And that's what you're going to be doing all week as a do now to help us break down argumentative essay structure. So that's just our do now. That's just the first 10 minutes. Some of you are like, that's a long 10 minutes. I know, chicos, but again, it's to help you break down those simple structures. Now, from here, we started our argumentative writing breakdown. We started our argumentative writing process. In Google Classroom, I gave you this argumentative writing practice prompt today, Tuesday. We looked at our writing task and our writing prompt. I'm not going to read these on this video. You can go ahead and read them yourself. Our writing prompt or writing task center on whether we should test on animals, whether we should continue testing or not. Here's the big part of it. You are going to write a multi-paragraph essay in which you state and defend your position. Be sure to include specific details and examples to support your argument. Okay? We did a do-what chart together in class where I had you write a multi-paragraph essay, include details and examples to support your argument, and state and defend your position or your claim. The hook, tag, and context you wrote in your rough draft. And then, in your thesis statement, I even gave you guys a sentence frame. We did this in class. Animal testing should or should not be continued because 1, 2, and 3. What are those main reasons that you believe we should continue with animal testing and why we should not? Okay, I had you do this in class as an exit ticket because I needed to make sure you were at least writing your thesis statement. For homework on this day, I had you write each of these reasons down right here. Reason 1, 2, and 3. So, if one of your reasons why animal testing should not be continued, I'm going to highlight that so you can see it should not be continued, is because these animals often endure cruelty. Awesome. Okay, I mean, not awesome for the animals, but I'm glad you have that reason. Now, you're going to put that reason here. The animals are being cruelly treated. Okay, now you have your reason 1. Now what you're going to do is you need to find evidence. Ms. Ornelas, I hear you say, how do I find evidence? It's okay. You go back to Google Classroom. Here's what you opened up. The argumentative essay prompt practice. You're going to open up article A, B, C, and D. You're going to go through them. You're going to find in these articles, where does it say what quotes or direct quotes or evidence can you find that support your reason that animals are being treated cruelly by animal testing. I'm going to say that again, or I'm going to show you before I say that again. Okay? All right. So I'm going to look for a quote, and then I'm going to get it to you in just a quick second, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So I went to Article C, chicos, so that I could find something that had a little bit more on my specific argument, which is animals are being treated cruelly. Right here on Article C, under the pros and cons, we can see right here, animal testing is cruel and inhumane. According to the Humane Society, international animals used in experiments are commonly subjected to force feeding, food, water deprivation, the infliction of burns and other wounds to study the healing process, the infliction of pain to study its effects and remedies, and killing by carbon dioxide asphyxiation, neck-breaking decapitation, or other means. That's a little bit of a big quote. I'm going to cut it right here where it says to study the healing process. I Control-C, and I'm going to bring that over here. Bam. Now I have this entire quote that I know I want to use. That's perfect for my argument. Right here, I'm going to put Article C, because that's where I grabbed this evidence from. Now I'm going to do the same. I'm going to find another evidence that is specifically to this. I'm going to do that for each of these body paragraphs. That is going to be your homework tonight. Okay? This is Tuesday's homework. I also gave you guys the counterclaim and the conclusion. We did this in class, but also at home. Counterclaim. Opponents of this idea state that blank. However, they are incorrect because of blank. Remember, your counterclaim, chicos, is where you get to say why you are right. This is important. This belongs in the third paragraph. So your third reason, whatever your reason is for right here, is going to be inserted right here. Okay, so if we are against animal testing, we might say opponents of this idea state that animal testing is beneficial to humanity. However, they are incorrect because the results are often not valid from animals to human. Bam. Whatever it is, that is where you would say, this is why my argument is correct, okay? I gave you the sentence frame to use, especially for 3, 4. You have other options and other sentence frames, which I've given you, but stick to these. Stick to this one if you're really confused, okay? Lastly, your conclusion. It's a transition word. I told you guys in class your transition words can be in conclusion, finally, to summarize, etc. I want you to restate or paraphrase your thesis, which is the first sentence of your conclusion. Okay. We did this all Tuesday. I gave you time in class. This was also homework to bring back on Wednesday, because on Wednesday, we are stepping into it, chicos. We got to get into our rough drafts. So you need to make sure you have this done. All right. As always, if you guys have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to me more. I went through this quickly, but I wanted you guys to understand what we did. All right, guys, as always, feel free to reach out to me before or after school, and I'll see you guys in class. Bye.